Now, social engineering and phishing mitigation. So let's see what options do we have to mitigate those attacks. So the most against all of those attacks, one of the important thing is what I said previously, is to provide awareness to users to training and policies and live simulations. So because the bank never sends you, and that's a bank policy. The bank should never actually send you an email, an SMS, should never get you, should never call you in order to ask you for your credentials. Absolutely never. So as long as the bank puts in the efforts to train their customers, telling them that there is no way you can get a request from your bank that is going to ask for your credentials. If you get any kind of such request, don't leak out your information. So that's what the banks have been doing for a couple of years, guiding and training their customers not to leak sensitive information, because they never actually ask for the user credentials, because they're not allowed to. But the users are not aware of that, so as long as the users are going to be aware of that, they're going to stop providing that information further. And and users being available of this kind of attacks, and what is the countermeasure, they can even signal to the bank that they receive a specific email or phone or SMS message from somebody asking for their credentials, and they can send that data over to the bank, which can follow up and investigate and catch the criminals and the attackers. Now the banks have started doing this training because, as I was saying, in the end the banks are the ones losing money, not the user. Because if the user loses some money from his account because of phishing attacks, then in most countries the bank is responsible for that, not the user. So the bank has to take money out of their pocket to fill in users' accounts because phishing attacks were successful. Now, technical mitigation, that's going to be done, let's say, from the enterprise point of view. So when the user is connected within the corporate network, if that company has deployed specific web and email security solutions, or endpoint level security solutions, or network level security solutions, that those solutions are going to make sure that none of those attacks are possible. Like, for example, so a company can deploy, as I was saying, web and email solutions that can actually catch such phishing attacks deployed via email or web, and then they can restrict users from accessing those resources, so from leaking their credentials, their bank credentials, to illegitimate websites. Likewise, to protect against DNS, against farming, which is done with DNS attacks. Likewise, the company can guard the DNS servers not to be attacked, so that the let's say name to IP resolution can be changed by the attackers with the purpose of phishing. But of course, technical solutions cannot accommodate for SMS or phone phishing, because the user has to answer those the phone, or is going to receive the message. So that's only in order to provide countermeasures against phone or SMS phishing, the user has to be trained and be aware that those attacks are happening, and that the bank never ever is going to request user credentials over any kind of medium.